Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Georgette Truen. I am the co host for Fight CPS with Miss uh, G. And and I work with the law office of Vincent Davis, directly with Mr. Davis himself, in fact. And this is my co-host, Monica Owens. Hi,
Good
Monica.
morning.
Go ahead and
Hi.
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Monica Owens, live in Arizona, and our grandson was removed out of our home illegally and on false charges. It was a very vindictive move.
Malice, malicious.
Yes,
Yep.
vicious
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
violent. It was very bad.
Yeah. And I know your whole story, Monica. Yeah, like I mentioned last week, I've known you for a year now, right? A
I
year.
know.
It's
It's
a
been
year and a
going
half.
on a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. So I've known the whole family for over a year now, and I had the opportunity to review your stuff, and everything you said is really 100% on. They had absolutely no reason to do what they've done.
No, and something we found interesting was there were four adults in my house at the time that they came and captured Rowan. Only as far as I know, I'm the only one that was got substantiated abuse. For three other adults, my daughter-in-law, my son, my husband, they lived with us so we could help with the baby. I mean, that's why the whole reason we had him living with us was so,
We can help with the baby, right?
yeah. And I'm the one that got substantiated. Can't remember if it was neglect or abuse, or maybe both. Who knows?
And your husband is so sweet, and your son. When I spoke to your son last week, he just made my heart melt. And I can't process this. You guys are great people, great people. Like, what did I tell you the other week? I said, you're my friend for life now, like literally.
Yeah, you're stuck with me.
The whole family, I know. You're stuck with me too, kid. I know. So, so
So
let's talk about your finding this morning. You and I were just talking about it, and I'm going to share with the audience also um, other information too that is really disgusting about CPS.
baby Isaac first.
Well, baby Isaac. So Valerie and I were talking about this. Baby, his name is Isaac Boone, right? Am I saying that
Yes.
right?
Uh,
Died in Las Vegas CPS care. Foster parents previously investigated for neglect in
and
unrelated case, right?
yes, and it was unsubstantiated.
Of course. But if it was the parent, it would be guilty, right? Isaiah died August 5th of 2021. Grandma begged to get custody. The grandmother begged to get custody of her grandson,
Up
Isaiah.
until the day he died, she had even called. They wouldn't even return her messages. They wouldn't.
Yeah,
They would not call her back. She begged them to please let her have the baby.
and I believe it. I believe it. No messages were ever returned. Okay. And then he was 2 months and 14 days at the time. Another case, September 2021, mom worked overnight, left older kids babysitting, had no help. Nobody helped. 1 year old loyalties,
Sonia.
Sonier, murdered by Ruben and Teresa Morgan, beat the child to death. This was outside of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, just outside of Baton Rouge. I think the baby died in a hospital in Baton Rouge. I think the mother lived somewhere near Lake Charles, but Baton Rouge is the nearest larger city, so the baby was taken to Baton Rouge Hospital.
Right. And the foster mom said she slapped her to wake her up. I want you to hold on a second on this one. This is so bad. Let me tell you why. We have one of our clients. I cannot disclose any names, but the foster parents wake up the child by squeezing the child's nose to wake the child up.
Oh
What do you
my
think about
God.
that? What do you think about that, Monica?
I think that is,
Somebody up
oh
that way.
my
You
God,
wake the
that's so
child up like
abusive.
this, isn't it? It's a form of abuse. So the foster mom, I mean the biological mom reported it to the social workers, right? And the
Yes.
supervisor. This case is in Monterey Park, by the way, in Los Angeles County. Okay. Reported this to the supervisor and the social worker, and guess what they said to her? Don't worry about it. They told the mom, don't worry about it. Yeah, they did. They did.
Wow.
This is why I say that social workers are stupid, judges are stupid, court pretenders are stupid, because they see the truth, evidence of the truth, but still believe a lie. So you take a child supposedly that was abused by the mom, which is not true. This is just medical neglect, right? They say it's medical neglect. But what happened was, listen to this, Karen. Monica. Medical neglect. So this is what happened. The child was, he fell, right? Like all kids at the park. Then the child hurt his elbow and knees. Those scrapes, elbow, knee from the slide, right?
Hmm.
The mom was worried. She's a worried mom. She took the child to the hospital right away. No joke. And we're talking about Children's Hospital in LA. Okay. And then they said, oh, they called CPS and reported medical neglect. They had pictures. They were taking pictures at the park from the phone, right? And the child didn't have those things before the slide. You understand? So the picture
Right.
is date and time, right?
So
So this
did she
happened
show
really.
them to the doctors? Did she
She
show
showed
the
them to
pictures?
the doctors and she showed them to the social workers and everything. The hospital PHS showed it to her. And
Okay.
that's why I said they're stupid. What is the definition of stupid? Seeing the truth, evidence of the truth, and still believe what? A lie. This is why I call them
Wow.
stupid. They're stupid. Stupid on so many levels, okay?
Children do get scrapes and bruises and,
Right. But guess
you
what?
know,
They still take the kids and then blame the mom for medical neglect. How did she medically neglect the child if she took the child to the hospital? That's what
exactly.
I'm trying to make. But
So
yet, we
did they,
have foster parents, right, who kill children. The child didn't die in the mother's custody. They sure did die in a foster home with the mother's, concern.
wow.
That's how sad the system is. Monica, go ahead and share with us what's on your mind. You want to say something?
No, I'm listening. I'm just thinking how horrible it is, and they don't even give you a chance, really.
No. If I tell you about this other case, you're gonna really be pissed again. Okay. A newborn, like literally, was born 3 days ago. He was born premature, right? Not because of drugs or alcohol or anything.
Right.
Nothing. And then when the nurse was giving the child a bath, the newborn baby a bath, something happened. Either the baby slipped or whatever, the baby shoulder was broken. Now,
Wow.
fractured or whatever you call it. But it was painful. The baby started crying nonstop. So the mom, when the nurse handed the baby to the mom, the newborn, the mom is like, why is he crying? She was so concerned, nonstop crying and in pain. Like every time she holds him, he's in pain.
Oh.
The nurse called DHS from the hospital, and instead of taking the accountability for her damn actions, she blamed it on the mom, that the mom dropped the baby. Mind you not,
Oh my God.
there were video taken of the baby because it's a newborn baby. The family is happy, whatever,
Sure.
whatever. The either the boyfriend or somebody was taking a video of the hair handing the baby to the mom, right?
Wow.
So guess what? Nothing happened to the nurse, and they took the baby from the hospital immediately. The mom didn't even have time to breastfeed the baby.
Oh my God.
Okay, that
That's
was a few hours old. Okay, we're not talking even about a full day. A few hours. Mothers, when they give birth, right, their DNA, the baby's DNA stays with the mom for a very long time. In most cases, it stays with the mom for a decade, you know?
wow.
So what people don't understand is that social workers, when you take a baby from a mom or a child from the mom, it's like you're taking her heart from her. You're literally taking the heart, kind of like movies you see in movies from Dracula, when, that's
Yeah.
exactly how it feels like. You're literally taking her heart out and you're telling her to stay silent, not to cry, right? And if she cries, she's deemed crazy and she needs therapy and whatever. But guess what? She needs therapy and lifetime therapy because of what they're doing.
And so will the child, I think, because I don't think we're even fully aware of all the negative effects that removing a child from his natural environment that he or she has known all their lives,
Right.
what they
Right.
become accustomed to, where they're
Right.
loved. Nobody's going to love your
No,
child the way you do. I mean,
nobody.
they're not going to.
Not even a stepmom. I'm being honest. They call them
True.
stepmom, but I'm sorry. It's not the same love as the biological mom. It's still completely different. Completely different.
Well, we were talking the other day about the firefighter that married the district attorney. I often wondered if,
Who became a judge, by the way? That
yes,
district attorney.
yes,
Yeah.
who became a judge.
Mhm.
I often wonder if that child resented his father and the stepmother because he was a very happy child with his mother.
Both daughters were happy with their mothers, with their mother. And as they got older, they started disclosing what their dad and their stepmom coached them to do. So when the mother went to court, to family court, to open the case to be unified with her daughters, the judge in family court said that she is not going to change an order that was made by state court, by CPS,
Right,
which is sad because nobody believes the mom. So the mother got upset in court and she told the judge, you're biased. She didn't even say to the judge, Your Honor. She said so and so's name, right? And she said,
Mhm.
you're biased because she is looking at a firefighter. She's literally judging by appearance, but she doesn't know the whole story behind the deception. Okay? Doesn't know the whole
Right,
story. And what really got me when she was telling me the story about this is that she said her daughters disclosed that their dad told them that if you don't do what I tell you to do, that you will never see your mom again, not even weekly visits with your mom. The girls
wow,
are conditioned to do what their dad wants them to do because he's done it before and the kids were taken. Get it? But
right.
kids were revealing what their dad was saying. They said that the kids were brainwashed by the mom. They were coached by the mom, when in fact the mom had nothing to do with it. The kids were 3 and 4 at the time.
That's so young.
Yeah, so the 4-year-old would cry when she goes to her dad because she said her dad wants her to lie about mom, and she said, she told her mom, I don't want to lie because mommy always told her lying comes from the devil and the truth comes from God. And that's how the mother taught her children, right? Because she was a Sunday school teacher as well.
Right.
So she taught her kids that. So when the father started manipulating the kids, then the kids said, no, because lying is from the devil, blah, 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 blah. Then they start calling their dad the devil because their mom taught them that the devil lies, right? So in their mind, if
He's
that's
the devil because he lied.
so they automatically said their dad is the devil because he told them to lie. Then the dad reversed it and said the mother is teaching them that the dad is the devil.
Oh my God.
That's how this whole thing escalated, right? Because the dad doesn't want to pay child support. Remember, when you deal with a narcissist, they don't want to give you anything. They want to take from you, right? Not give. They can't share custody. They can't share custody. They can't co-parent because
It's
they're
all about them. Yeah.
it's all about them. How are you going to co-parent with a narcissist? You can't. It's impossible. And then they blame the mother. They always blame the mother for everything, and that to me is
It's
that's why
sexist.
that's why they're stupid. And the kids don't even like to call her stepmom. By the way, the mother was telling me that the kids can't wait to get out of the house. They
How
can't.
old are they now?
I believe 13 and 14 now. Yep.
They're gonna want to go back to their mother.
Well, what they don't understand, their dad doesn't understand that whatever he's doing to them, him and her, but you have to understand something. His wife is under the spell of a narcissist. When a narcissist charms you, right, charms a woman, it doesn't matter if she's educated or not. She's only good on paper, but she has a very weak mind. She's not really brilliant or smart. She's really stupid. Because if she's a judge, she will see right through this man, right? But she wouldn't encourage him or enable him, right? But she's enabling him by protecting him.
That is enabling him.
Yeah. And then the other judges don't want to change the order because he uses what? My wife is a judge. So it's kind of like that. My wife is a judge. You know, that's all the mother kept hearing from them. So it's kind of like, what? How are you going to not allow, and the kids want to be with the mom, but guess what? The court don't want the kids to be with the mom. Even though there's no, what do you call it? No drug history, no criminal record, nothing, right?
No reason at all.
Nothing at all. And they still don't want the kids to be with the mom. Yeah.
They'd rather them be miserable and tortured, I think, than to give them, than to, one, they can't admit they're wrong. They can't. They will never, CPS will never admit that they've wronged someone. They just can't do it. They can't do it.
No.
Won't do it.
No, but CPS did her wrong because CPS actually told the mom that if she doesn't admit that she coached the children, she's never going to see her children again.
Oh my God.
The mom said, I'm not going to lie, right? I refuse to lie. When I was speaking to the mom, Monica, she was very, very blunt and very honest about what she's saying because she would rather say the truth than lie. And she said, Mr. Jet, it's easier to say the truth than lie. You can't remember your lie, but
exactly.
you can remember the truth, right? So when she told the worker that, the worker told her, okay, then you're never going to see your children. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She has a very high opinion of herself, huh?
Yeah. And then when she mentioned God to her, that God sees all, the social worker told her, where's your God now?
Wow.
Yeah. That's how they operate, Monica. They operate by using fear, sarcasm, manipulation. Yeah. Intimidation.
And something I noticed, they pit family members against each other.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You reminded me. This lady called me last night. It was 8:45 p.m. Okay. She said she was watching Madea Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever Boo was called, something like that. I think there's part 1 and 2. Her 5-year-old was watching the movie with her. And there's a part in the movie, I don't know if it's part 1, part 2, I don't remember, but it says oh, I hear voices in my head. I want to kill my mom, something like that. So the little
Wow.
boy went to school yesterday or the day before and told the told the teacher, "Oh, mommy, I were watching a movie, right? Medea, boo, Halloween," because the teacher was asking, "What are you guys doing, preparing for Halloween, whatever,
Mhm.
whatever?" So he
Mhm.
said, "I watched this movie, and the man says, I hear voices in my head, and I want to kill my mommy," something like that. So he thought it was funny.
Oh my God.
As a little boy, the teacher called CPS.
Wow.
That the CPS worker went to the house immediately. That was last night, by the way, in the house as I
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, "Miss Rogette, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" I said, "Mr. Davis says do not allow them in the house, right? Unless they have a warrant." She said, "Let me see your warrant." I was on the phone with her. The CPS worker gave her the warrant, and she said, "Here's the warrant, signed by the judge."
Was it really a warrant?
We don't know. I don't know. I can't see it. So I said, by Mr. Davis's advice, right, on the shows, do
Mm-hmm.
not speak to them. Let them check the home. Let them check the child. Let them check blah, 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 the refrigerator, whatever they do. I said, but they cannot speak to you. They cannot force you to speak to them. I said, keep that in mind. That's what Mr. Davis says all the time. They cannot force you to speak with them. Tell them you need an attorney present, right?
Yes.
She told her that on the phone. She told her, I need an attorney present. You can't talk to me.
Good.
And the I heard the worker say, okay. But the way she said, okay, she was, you can hear somebody's voice.
Sarcastic, yeah.
She was
Like,
being,
oh, you're gonna regret this.
you're going to regret this. Yeah. That kind of a thing. So I told her, I said, call me after the social worker leaves. She called me and she said, Ms. Rogette, I'm really tired. I'm mentally exhausted because I can't believe a movie turned into my child being removed. She went from watching a movie, eating popcorn and M&Ms, whatever, to a child being removed because the child shared. But yet, let me go back now to another example. Now, you remember this, right? The two girls that were taken from their mom to the
Mm-hmm.
firefighter and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom was telling me in 2016 or 2017, right? Now, they
Right.
put the kids in 2012. In 2017, the children told the teacher at school that they're being abused at home and they're scared to talk because they will not see their mom if they said anything. And she cried to the teacher. One of the children cried to the teacher. The teacher reported it to the police. The police went to the house. CPS was involved, right? CPS called the mother while she was on visitation with her daughters for 3-hour visits, by the way, 3 hours a week.
Wow.
And she told the mother, oh, there was a report made, blah, 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 blah. But your daughter changed her mind and said, I made a mistake.
Wow.
I said to her, I said, do you not see something is wrong here? You know what she said to the mom? She said to the mom, wow, I don't see anything wrong because the stepmom is a judge. The dad is a firefighter. And his aunt works for the Department of Child Services. And we know I can't say the name, who she is.
Right.
She actually told the mom that. And the mom said, wow, right? And
Oh
they
my
told the
gosh.
mom the case is closed. The case is closed.
Wow.
Yeah. And the mom can't open up her mouth because she's kept silent. They keep the children silent and the mom silent. Now, if they're smart and not stupid, right? What did I say the definition of stupid is? Stupid, right? Seeing evidence, hearing the truth, seeing evidence of the truth, and still what?
Ignoring it.
Believe a lie. Exactly. So, if I was a social worker, do you honestly think I would not investigate that? Now, you took the kids from their mom. The kids are silent. They're scared to speak. As they got older, they wanted to speak to somebody they trust. They can't tell the therapist because guess what? Their dad takes them to therapists that knows the mother. I mean the his wife and him. So the therapist that they take them to is because they know, each other. A narcissist doesn't want to get caught. And I keep telling people that they don't want to get caught. So what do? They use people that what enables their actions and protects them. So they're in a bubble.
I see that a lot.
They're in a bubble. Yeah. And the kids cry out to be with mom. And guess what? Nope. It's not going to happen. Now
that is just one of the worst cases I've ever seen.
Yeah,
truly.
It truly is.
Because it went on for years and years
and years and years. And years. Yeah. And the dad looks like a hero, and he's not. He's not. He's not a hero. If people can even search what the definition of a hero is, that's not a definition of a hero. You don't do that to your own family. You don't do that to your own children. A hero doesn't do that. Even if you can't stand the mom, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is the kids. And it's not about winning. Winning is not, it should not be the case here. Because the children are involved. If you care about your children and not so much yourself first, you will see that children need both their parents. Children need both their parents. It doesn't matter if you hate each other. It don't matter. What matters is do the best you can to tolerate each other around the children. Because it's not their fault that you two can't get it together.
I see that a lot in Arizona.
Yeah.
I see them lying to family members and trying to break families up, literally.
Yeah.
And the person that really suffers the most, like you just said, is the child.
Yes.
That's the biggest victim. They pay the price for their narcissism and lying and manipulating.
Absolutely.
I don't know why they would want to hurt a child like that. I really don't.
Narcissists want control and power. The kids, I remember the mom said to me, the kids would say their dad is Disneyland dad. And the mother asked the oldest child, what do you mean? She said, because in front of people, he's really nice to them. But when people are not there, he's a monster.
Oh my God.
So the mother asked the daughters, does he do that in front of his wife? And the daughter said, no, mom. That's after, when she's not looking.
Wow.
And they have to pretend they have a perfect marriage. They were told to tell everybody they have a perfect marriage. You know damn well nobody has a perfect marriage. Okay? No one does. There has to be some disagreement. People are not the same. I'm not saying there has to be abuse, but disagreement. And mother was telling me, Georgette, how can it be a perfect marriage when they were separated for 2 years? She lived in her old house and he lived in his house. And then all of a sudden they train the kids, they have a perfect marriage. But the kids are the one disclosing that. Oh, dad throws plates at so-and-so. Dishes.
Wow.
Yeah. But guess what? They're not going to reveal that because she's a judge. She's not going to go say, I'm abused by my husband, right? Because she yells back at him.
The kids must have felt like they were really trapped and depressed.
They are. They still feel trapped and depressed. But they can't even trust the therapist because the therapist knows their dad and his wife. It's so sad. And the court system, our family court system in downtown LA, they're stupid. They're so stupid. They look at a person and they go by their title. They sum them up by their title. If you're a cop, you're a firefighter, you're a city employee, you're a government employee, that means you're good. You're good parents.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how our system works. Most people think our system works. That's not true.
It doesn't in family court and juvenile court, not from what I've seen.
No, our system doesn't work. And if anybody says that, I literally would spit in their face. Yeah, I really would. Yeah, because it's not true. And even your situation, Monica, that's not true.
No, one thing is at least the judge allowed us to be part of the case. That was huge because
Oh,
we wouldn't be here today. We had to go sue them in court to become part of the case because they were saying, you don't have any rights to the child, blah, blah, blah. And that may be, but we've raised him and we love him. We took care of him while he was in the NICU and we want him back. We love him.
the baby knows you. See, that's what people fail to see, that part. The baby knows you. I remember seeing that video when the baby was running to you. It was like this, and the baby was running. Like not running, but trying to walk.
Yes, he had just learned to walk.
Yeah, he was so excited. And you were like, oh, hooray, hooray, I'm so proud of you. And I can see your husband. I think your husband was the one
videoing it, yeah.
Because I know you're not really good with electronics. So I know you're
No. I don't think it.
Your son about that already. I know.
No, I'm not good with electronics. I'm not technologically.
You're not. You're horrible. Oh my God. Yeah, but it's really sad, and it's really everybody's going through something with CPS, and more so right now. The holidays, they take children oftentimes in November month, the month of November, October, November, December, and before New Year's.
That's their busy months, huh?
That's their busy months. Yeah, exactly. Which is sad. You know why? Because they know the courts are closed, especially before a holiday. The courts are closed, so what they do, they go on a Friday. Courts are closed, for example, Monday, Tuesday. Example, right? The parents is spending the whole weekend not be able to talk to anybody because everything is closed. Right? I think Christmas, the court gets a week off or something like. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But the court gets like a week off, maybe.
So the longer the kids are in foster care, the more distant they become, the more chance for them to build their case.
Right. They alienate.
Case.
Yeah. They alienate kids. How? By putting the child in foster home, for example. Then they tell the parents, do this class, do this class, do this class. The parents are done with all these classes. Then they say, oh, you have to do more classes, more classes, more classes, right? Then before you go, it's 12 months. Then they go to court and the judge says, oh, Miss So-and-so, I'm reluctant to give you your kids because now they're adapted to the foster parent.
Mm-mm.
And they're calling the foster parents mom and dad. But you forced me to do extra classes. But they're
Which
doing
took more time.
But they're doing this not because of anything other than distracting the parents while they find permanent placement for the babies.
They delay.
They're nothing
ridiculous excuses.
Demonic entities. Our government is nothing but demonic entities because they do what suits them. It is not really what's the best interest of the children, it's what the judge wants. Okay? And you put people in office sitting on a chair making decision on mothers.
Oh,
what?
I forgot to tell you this. That reminds me of something. The opposing counsel, the one that's, against us getting Rowan, she's running for judge.
Don't say names, remember?
She's running for judge.
Mm. Don't vote for her ass. You need to text me her name. I will make sure nobody votes for her.
Okay, I'll
Okay?
text you her name.
Because see, this is why we have such a corrupt system. They want power. Remember, a narcissist wants power. They want power. And honestly, to be honest with you, most judges who are so corrupt are women.
And this is a
And I
woman.
hate to say this. I hate to say this because I'm a woman, you're a woman. There's a lot of good women out there. But most judges who are corrupt are women. Because they want power.
Wow.
I haven't met one woman judge yet that is actually does her job. I experienced one male judge before in 2009. He was an amazing judge. His name was Judge Silverman. He's retired, but he was an amazing, honest judge. I used to go to his hearings just to hear him.
Wow.
He judged fairly. He would look at both parents and say, Mom, Dad. That's how he addressed them. Mom, Dad. I love that man so much. And he said, get it together. Kids need you. Need mom and dad. Get it together. Get it together. And his mentality was all about the children and what's the best interest for the child.
Good for
Where are
him.
those judges? Where are they? Where are judges like him? Where are they? They're so I'm sorry. They're so effed up in their world. It's like they're dead inside. It's like dead. There's nothing but darkness and power. And we're not talking even about good, positive power. You know, we're talking about what? Demonic power,
Evil.
evil,
Sick.
evil power, sick power. Yeah, they are sick inside.
Egregious.
So that's why I am very passionate about what I do. And I know speaking with you, Monica, I realize that more women need to stand up for other women, right? Since judges are not going to do it, we need to do something. And most importantly, we need to vote. Voting is very important. And I tell this to everybody, by the way. Before you get into a relationship, say you want to have babies with someone, okay? Say you want to get married to someone. Do not marry them unless you take them to a psychiatrist to evaluate them.
That's
Men
good
or-
thinking.
Yeah, men or women, it doesn't matter. Take them to a psychiatrist to evaluate them. It's worth every penny because a lifetime bad relationship will destroy you for eternity, like literally, for all the days you're living on earth. And it will destroy your family completely.
So sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. So do not make a decision to have a child unless you evaluate the person you're having a child with. This is a 2-second job, right? Versus the rest of your life.
And divorces and
Yeah, all that is
Ugh.
that's not important. What's important is evaluating the person you're with. Give them a test once in a while. See how they react. If a man reacts in a violent way, right? Is he to be trusted? No. If a man excuses his actions, he's not to be trusted. Right?
True.
If a woman is hooked on something that's not good for her or future children, that's not good. Right?
Correct.
Drugs is not important. People don't understand
Red
that
flags.
exactly. Drugs is what holds you in bondage. It holds you. Drugs is just a substance that you depend on. If you want to be a parent, clean yourself, better yourself. There's no need for this. Too much drama. I
There
didn't experience
is.
drama growing up. If my mom and dad argued, they argued over who's a better cook. Who's a better cook? My mom or my dad? And we would both sit there as kids and we're like, both of you are good cooks. Then my dad would like, oh no, I'm a good cook. My mom would say, no, I taught you how to cook. So that's the kind of argument we had, you know. But the thing about it is, having children grow up in a home that's completely broken, it's not fair. Because when children are born, they don't ask to be in the world. They didn't ask for this.
Exactly.
You know, and to me, marriage, people take marriage as, if it doesn't work, let's get a divorce. Right? Marriage back in the days, 50s and, 40s and all that, it meant something. It meant something. I met a couple, by the way, that were 90 something years old, 92, I think.
Oh my
92.
God.
I met them at the marina. And we were talking. They were holding hands, and I thought it was cute. I was looking at them. I was like, "You guys are so adorable." I said, "How long have you guys been married?" And they looked at each other. She said, "Darling, we've been married since we were 18 or 20, something like that."
It's cute.
And I said, "How did you guys make it work?" She said, "Marriage is work. You have to make it work if you want to make it work, but you can't force one or the other to make it work." So she said, you both have to be on the same page.
Yes.
Because marriage is not easy. But then nowadays, men see a woman, right? A younger woman, and they think the one at home is not important anymore. Or they marry an older woman because that older woman has money and title that will help him in his journey of destruction, right? Or they cheat on their wives and don't want their wives knowing. All this, nothing good is going to come out of it. Because what you think you have at home is not important, but what you don't understand, what you're dealing with on the outside is what's hurting the family. The family. And the court system is feeding off of us. Right? The court, they're not going to have a job if people are not destructive.
True.
So we're giving them money for our behavior and giving them our kids because of our behavior. Right?
The children pay the price.
Right. Why? Because you got into a marriage that was dysfunctional to begin with. You got into a relationship that's dysfunctional to begin with. This is the point why I say it's very important for people to understand, evaluate the person you're with before you make the big step to having children with that person. You cannot
even get background reports on people. A lot of people even get background reports. I don't know if that's effective. I don't know.
That's not effective to me. You know why? Because the mind is what deceives. Your mind, not your credit card bill. It's your mind. The mind is a very powerful weapon. And when narcissist knows obviously how to manipulate people, narcissists use it in a manipulative way to hurt you. So what they do, they act like they're very, they charm the court. They know what to do. They're not going to get into a relationship that's not going to benefit them.
Wow.
They have to get benefit from the relationship. It's very sick. But I remember that lady I was telling you about, the firefighter.
Yes.
His mother is an attorney. His mother, his own mother, taught him to only friend rich people and have a couple of poor friends, so people see that you're,
well balanced.
Well balanced, right?
It didn't work.
He's a narcissist. So is she. And then she told me his dad was an alcoholic, right? His mother is an alcoholic, but guess what? She drinks and drives, but she can't. She thinks she's untouchable. She puts alcohol in her Diet Coke.
Is she also a judge?
No, she's a attorney.
Just an attorney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And because they have high titles, they think they're untouchable. Yeah.
Sometimes they are, unfortunately.
And that's
We
the
give
thing.
them too much power.
They have
We
too much
give
power.
them.
Yeah. Our government, our system has way too much power. There's absolutely no such thing as your rights. And I was telling a person that the other day, she said, my rights. I said, your rights? I said, what's that? I was being sarcastic with her, and she said, Mr. Jet, you're being sarcastic with me. I said, I sure am. Because what rights are you talking about? If we all have rights, how come our rights are not being exercised? How come our rights are not being fulfilled? Because they set rules in place to fit their agenda. So you need an attorney, right?
Yes.
An attorney, a state attorney, a juvenile dependency attorney to help you in your journey to get your children. But guess what? Do you think a lot of moms have money to hire an attorney? No, they don't. They really don't. And even if the husband has money, he's reluctant to pay the money because in his mind, he thinks, oh, we're going to get the kids back. And then by the time they call for an attorney, guess what? The retainer increases now. Because now
there's so many more accusations. It piles on.
Yeah. Make the case so complicated. 8 months later, the parents say, okay, well, we need to do this. And okay, well, it's not the same retainer anymore. Now it has to be higher. Because now the case is more complicated. They don't understand how the state and county work. They don't get it. As a parent, you don't know unless you study about it. You read about it, right?
So, or you live it.
Or live it.
You learn as you go.
Exactly. So it's a lot. It's deeper than that people don't understand. You can't win by being right. You win by using strategy. It's not about being right, Mr. Davis says. Do you want to be right or you want to get your kids back? Do you want to be right or you want to get your kids back? Now, we have some parents who say, I want to be right. I want to prove blah, 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 blah. But that's irrelevant, right? You just want your children back.
Pales in comparison to what's going on with our children and grandchildren.
Right.
Being right. I'd rather admit I'm wrong and get my grandson back than to torture him like this.
Exactly. Right. But do you see that? That's a sacrifice of a mother. When she sacrifices her ego, right, to get her child back is the best strategy. Do you remember that story in the Bible of the good, the fake mom and the real mom? And you remember that? And then he said, well, I'm going to kill the child. And what did the real moms do? The real mom said, it's okay. She's the real mom, right? I'm not the real mom. To save her child.
Yeah.
Sacrifice that. So the judge said what? That's your child.
You're the real mom because.
You're the real mom. Yeah. That's a wise judge, you know? But the judges we have now, they're so stupid. Like what? A 41-year-old judge? 40-year-old judge now? Get it? Stupid. You have no kids, probably. You don't know. You probably came from an abusive marriage or abusive relationship or abusive family household, right? Retaliating against mom because she didn't like her mom. So guess what? All moms are bad.
So it's so confusing.
It is. It's very confusing. And that's what I see. I see them do this all the time. All the time. And they believe social workers. That's what gets me too, Monica. They believe social workers.
And they're not real social workers.
100. They believe them.
If they're not real social workers.
They are not. What do you mean they're not real social workers?
The caseworker, one of them has a degree in criminal justice. The other one, I don't think she has a degree at all. but they both came from the prison system. If I had my way, they'd go back.
Ain't it? Look, Rebecca said, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is right. I like that,
Perfect.
Rebecca. Thank you for sharing that. That is very, very, very true. It's corrupt power. Corrupt power. Our system is corrupt. I don't care if she has a degree, and I don't care. I just don't care. What you are on paper is not what you are inside or up here. Okay? Do you think college graduates and people in law enforcement and people, judges and all this, do you think they have common sense? That's not taught in schools. Common
No, it's not taught anywhere. You have
sense.
to have it or not.
Common freaking sense. Look at the freaking evidence. You idiots, look at the evidence. Listen. It's not the outside that counts. It's the inside. Evidence.
That's why we had to take them to court. We couldn't let them.
What's the purpose? If you have a depleted judge, right? You need an attorney that understands the strategy around a corrupt system. The strategy is what wins cases. You can't just hire a family law attorney who, when you have a juvenile case, and expect results. So what I'm seeing now is that family law attorneys say, oh yeah, we can help you. They charge them a small retainer. And when I tell people that, they think it's a sales call. I'm like, I'm not a salesperson. I would never be a salesperson, because I will tell you to go F yourself. Okay, next guy. So
Yeah, you would.
I would. I'm like, no, this is not me. So this is it. Depending on the case, that's how much the retainer is, right? Oh no, we're gonna go to a family law attorney. He or she is gonna help us, right? They charge them like what, $3,500, something like that, and they take the case. Guess what? They tell them, oh, do what the social worker tells you to do. Or what's your strategy? No strategy, just do what they tell you to do, right? And then 2 weeks later, oh, for next hearing, we need $6,000.
Wow.
And they call me. Our clients call me and say, Georgette, you were right. I swear on the Holy Bible, Monica, every time I tell them, they call me back weeks later and say, Georgette, you were right.
And you are.
Kayla said, CPS can't keep my child safe. No, they can't, baby. They cannot keep themselves safe. They're corrupt. They're very corrupt. And a lot of people wish evil on them. But honestly, we need to vote.
That's their own karma. They make their own karma.
Yeah, they make
That's
their own.
not up for us to.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not worried
make their
about
own
that.
karma. That is very, very true. Rebecca also said, oh no, Blixtel, praying for you, your daughter, and grandchildren stay strong. People pray, and I think prayers are amazing, and I believe that in my heart, because even God said, more than one together, your prayers go up faster. So I believe that prayers are very important. Prayers are very important. Okay. However, sometimes we want God's wrath to like happen now. Like, hey, God, take care of them now. We can't, because we're telling God what to do. God says what? His own timing. You know, not everybody believes in God, but I do. That's what I believe. So according to God's timing, right? They will get what they deserve.
I think the passage was everything that is
Awesome.
dark
Hey,
comes to light.
yep, exactly. Look what Kayla said. She said, I keep praying and I think my prayers are being answered. Amen to that. Amazing grace. That's beautiful, Kayla. I love you. That's beautiful.
Good.
Mhm. Yes. That is beautiful, baby. And it's unfortunate that when you're dealing with trials and tribulation, you want God to hurt the evil people now. It doesn't work that way. And sometimes a day to us is nothing to God, obviously. You know? It's probably a second, I don't know. But whatever God wants, it will happen. But evil is not going to live forever. You know that, Monica.
Exactly.
Evil is not
Exactly.
going to live forever. There will come a day when they will be no more. And actually, God's timing is the perfect timing. Even though we think we have no power, but guess what? God's timing is the perfect timing. Just keep doing the right thing. Try to get as many people as possible around you that can help you get an attorney. A juvenile dependency attorney is very important. Do not hire a family law attorney. Please do not hire a family law attorney. Okay? When you have a juvenile case, go to the experts. Look in one for in your county. Make sure he or she have a strategy to win your case. Mr. Davis is very high on strategy. If the attorney doesn't have a strategy to win your case, then you need to look for another attorney.
It's like a chess game almost, but
It's like a chess game. Yeah, it's a chess game. To me, I look at it this way: when the devil, right, digs that hole for you to fall in it, right? That's the same thing that should be for the attorney, right? The same strategy.
True.
So how do you make the devil fall in that pit that he dug for you? That's called strategy, right? In the
Strategy.
Christian world, in my world, is you pray, and prayers stops the firing darts from harming you, right? And God moves that, right? Reverse it for the enemy to fall in that pit themselves, not you. So that's the same strategy, right? The attorney has to use in a different way, if that makes sense.
It makes complete sense, actually.
Yeah. So that's the only advice I can give people. Rebecca said, wait, Janice, I'm sorry. Janice Cook said, what is the case? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what she means by that. Okay, everybody. So our show is coming to an end. Please tune in today at 1 o'clock. Another show for me is Fight CPS with Miss G Freestylen, like Mr. Davis says. At 1 o'clock, I'm gonna have an attorney with me. I'm hoping she will be with me. Her name is Jennifer Annie. I'm gonna make sure she actually works with us in the office, the law office of Vincent Davis. And she's actually, I love her. I love Jennifer. She's a great attorney.
She's very good attorney.
You know who she is?
Yes.
Jennifer Annie is amazing. So I asked her last week to be on my show today at 1 o'clock. So I'm hoping that her schedule is still open. And at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be with Mr. Davis with Relatives Fight CPS. A grandfather should be on the show with us today. His story is very sad, as always. Grandparents fight for their grandkids, and honestly, I can't process the pain in the parents' hearts, the grandparents' hearts. It's just sad. It's very, very sad when the corrupt system would rather for the child to be in a foster home when you have wonderful grandparents out there. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It certainly doesn't to me.
But my heart goes out to them and every one of you guys. I love you all. And thank you for following me. And thank you for being with me on the fight against CPS. And God bless you all. And thank you, Monica, very much for joining me again
Thank
today.
you. Good job.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Monica.